Thought we'd have a different background today rather than the four walls of my study. Wonder whether anyone can guess which city's behind me. It's the second most recognisable landscape or water frontage in the world. So you should know what it is. But yeah, no, I was watching a TV programme this morning. It's like a skit or comedy take of Star Trek in a way, called the Orville. And I was watching it was the last episode of season 1. And obviously they're trying to get a kind of postmodern, post-God kind of agenda in the programme all the way through. It was about as subtle as a sledgehammer. But basically, there was something else that was in it which really, really spoke loudly to me. And it was basically they'd gone down to the planet's surface, this sci-fi show. They'd gone down to the planet's surface in this little shuttle. And, the society there on this world, on this planet, was like really backward, really primitive, I should say. And somebody fell and cut themselves, and the ship's commander, she got out some kind of tool and repaired her cut open head in just a few seconds with this special tool that obviously you probably have if it was another 200 years in the future, like this showy set. But the word got around what she'd done, and they returned to the planet years later. Well, there was a few minutes to them, but it's complicated. It went through kind of an orbit of a quantum kind of field, so that 11 days was like 700 years. 11 days to them on the Orville was like 700 years to them on the planet. But the point is, so they could see the time accelerated on. They made this commander, her name was Kelly, into like a god. He was worshipped because of what it appeared that she could do. And she went down to the planet to try and convince them and say, look, I'm not a god. And she's trying to convince them. She cut herself. So blood dripped out from her hand. And, she said to the priest there who'd been, worshipping her, do gods bleed? And they were like, no, gods don't bleed. And that was enough to convince them that, she wasn't a god. But I was looking at the TV thinking, my God bleeds. And my God did bleed. And I'm glad he did, because if he hadn't, there would have been no remission of sins. There would have been no forgiveness without the shed blood of the perfect sacrifice of the Lord Jesus, who enabled a way to heaven. He was punished so that we don't need to be. And, that's the message of the gospel right there in a program that was trying to be completely anti-God, which is great.